So we're on our way. I'm getting a Logitech C920 webcam, and I'm getting an i5 7600K with an Asus Prime 270-A motherboard. The motherboard and processor I'm getting for $150, and the webcam for $20. The webcam's gonna be for streaming / filming videos of that nature. Then obviously the i5 system, I'm probably gonna replace my 4th gen i5 and sell that off. So I'll get back to you guys when I get the parts. So we have the webcam. Again, it's a Logitech C920. Of course, it's getting dark, but got it for 20 bucks. These things are 50 new, so that's good. Well, guys, here's the motherboard, Asus Prime 270. CPU's already in it, so that's nice. I'll get this all taken apart when I get home. I'm gonna have to order some stuff, so it's gonna be a while before this video comes out, but it's looking pretty wild. See if that'll autofocus on that, maybe? Oh yeah. Back home we go. Well, guys, here's the Prime 270-A. I realized after my last build video, I really didn't give much information, I guess, after I built it. I just kind of built it and sold it, didn't do any benchmarks, that kind of thing. I do plan to keep this computer, and I'm actually going to sell my, I have a system with an i5 4690K and a 1060 in it. So I'm probably going to sell that and then make this my new secondary rig. Let's see if we can get zoomed in on that and have it hopefully focus, maybe-ish. So there's the 7600K. And this will just help, you know, because both my main and my secondary system right now are running 4th gen. So I have a 4th gen i5, which is that 4690K. And then I have the i7 4790K. So I think this will be a nice upgrade for a secondary system, maybe a full. I'll put on screen what parts I'm buying for it. I got a Thermaltake, I believe it's a V200 case, 8 gigs of 2666, I think, RAM, and what else did I buy? Oh, another Silicon Power 500 gig SSD for this one. So this is going to have a lot of new parts. I spent 65 bucks on the case, which isn't that much when you look at, like, you know, $200 cases, but that's the most I've ever spent on a computer case in my life. You know, all the other ones I bought are 40 or less. I don't believe in spending a lot of money on that kind of stuff. I'd rather get better components, but so far this thing looks good. I obviously won't know how it's working until I get it all put in. And for the power supply, Best Buy has been selling, there's EVGA 600 watt power supplies. I got one for 30 bucks a couple months ago. And then I got one for 35 today. My brother's girlfriend went and picked it up for me, so I didn't have to drive into town. But Best Buy, every once in a while, have pretty good deals on power supplies. So keep that in mind, and I'll, excuse me, I will try to get some benchmarks once I get this all completed. Well, guys, here is the new system I just put together. An i5 7600K, I believe. I'll have to look into that again. 8 gigs RAM, 3 gig 1060, running the Heaven Unigen benchmark, I believe it is. Let's see what we can get here. So we're just going, go down here, and I'll come back when it's finished and we can see what's scored. No overclocks, nothing like that. Just got drivers installed, so I hope I did that all right, but we'll see. I'll come back to you guys at the end of it. Well, guys, here is the stats on it. i5 7600K, 1063 gig. We were running 1080p. So this was the first time running it, first time, new thermal paste, everything on that. Min FPS was 9.2, max was 253. I will set up MSI Afterburner so I can see like my temps up here and stuff, to make sure those are all within a good range, but then we'll run it again after I get that set up, and I will show the second score. So the first run, we got a 3138, and we'll see what we can get on the second one. And then I thought I'd show you guys this. So we're running 1080p, high settings. Everything else is just disabled. I haven't used this a lot, so I'm pretty new to this, but if anybody has any suggestions on what to do to test things, like what other settings to use, let me know. But we'll start this one up and we'll see what it gets. Just started the benchmark. As you can see, get zoomed in, focus. We're at 64, 65, or 65 for the graphics card temp, and about 40 for the CPU. So we'll see how that changes towards the end of it. As
you can see, we're at 14 out of 26 right now, scenes-wise. Here, we are running about 68. Graphics card 40 to 45. The CPU so far, so
it's looking like it's going to turn out about the same, but we'll see.
We're on scene 24 of 26. And as you can see, still rocking. CPU went up just a tad, but we're pretty much at the same. We'll see what our score is. Should be ending here in a second. Get that focus for us. Sorry, boys. So we got a 3162 this time, and I believe we got a 3138 last time. I'll have to check. Better min for sure, because I think it was like in the 20s. And max, I'll have to check. I'll try to put an on-screen display of everything, but just to show you guys this again, i5 7600K, 1080p, high settings, and a 3 gig 1060. It is a single fan card, and that's has to do with a lot of that heat. I'm using a Cooler Master ML120 RGB, I believe is what it's called. There's the 1060. But just got this system put together today. And so far, so good. I like it, but we'll, have to run it through its paces and see what it does for me. Well, guys, I thought I'd make a quick little video on what all was used in this system. So, motherboard, Prime Z270A, EVGA 600 watt, non-modular, ballstix Sport. Let me get focused. And it's 2666. And then I use the Thermaltake V200 TG, and this is the RGB version. I don't know if it says that anywhere on here, but it is. And then the CPU I don't have a box for, but that was the i5 7600K. So far so good. Playing Fortnite on it, getting pretty good. Getting pretty much locked 144. I can put some videos of that here in a second. And super quiet, looks clean. So hopefully it turns out pretty good for me. Well, guys, let me start off by saying I really do like this case. Spent $65 on it. Nice side panel. I still have the wrap on it in the front as well. So I do plan to take this back to college, and I don't want it getting all nasty when I'm driving. But biggest pet peeve, the power LED on this thing. Let me see if I can get in focus. The power LED on this thing is just so bright. Like, look at that. You can see it on my ceiling. Like, that doesn't... I don't understand why they would make it... I mean, I guess, like, if I was doing blue, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but right now... I mean, this setup does have a blue keyboard, but I just... I mean, I can always go on the motherboard and change that, like, unplug it. But, I don't know, it just seems like, and sorry for all the mess in the background, I've been working on a bunch of computers this weekend, so it's been pretty bad, but, like, that I can change, but the selector's behind the motherboard, and I don't even want to go in and deal with it, so, here's, like, rainbow mode, there's a bunch of different, so it's rainbow, then you have the 7, I believe, the 7 colors, solid, and then there's the 7 different strobing, static, but... So far, I like it. Played some Fortnite. I showed you guys those benchmarks. And if you guys want to see any other games played on it, I might throw my 1070 in here, actually, and use this as my main build. Because as my main build, I'm using an i7 4790K right now. And I'm really liking the way this PC looks. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay in super focus. I've got it on manual right now because I'm not really a fan of the autofocus on this. But essentially, i5 7600K. It's got a 1063 gigabyte in right now, 8 gigs of RAM, which I probably will upgrade to 16, like I said in the last clip. I want to make this my main build for all my video editing and that kind of things. It just looks great for streaming. So gonna try to push this to be my main build. It's got the Thermaltake V200 RGB tempered glass side case, 500 gig A55, I believe it is, silicon power. If that's wrong, I'll try to correct it if I remember. It's just like a $60 500 gig SSD. It's my second one I'm on. Love them so far, so that's great. Everything else, yeah, it's... Oh, I got the motherboard, which is an Asus Prime 270-A. Got that and that i5 7600K for $150 used off some guy on Facebook. Whoever, I don't remember your name, but thank you. You know, you said you had upgraded, and you know, I needed to upgrade too, so you gave me a pretty good deal on that, which I appreciate. And obviously everybody's helping everybody here, but yeah, if you guys want to see any games, like I said, I was playing Fortnite with it. I was getting like 144 roughly, but then again, Fortnite on PC can kind of be unstable sometimes, so it'll, like, it loves to hop around, but I was having it locked at pretty much 144 the whole time unless something crazy happened, so that's really good. Runs relatively cool, pretty quiet, looks great, so really love this system. I will have a price breakdown somewhere of what all I spent, but I believe it's around $450, I think. I will get an exact price range for all you guys who are interested. I'll have like a, maybe when I'm running the B-roll or something, I'll put what I paid, that kind of thing. So we'll see how this video turns out. And if you guys stayed this long, I really appreciate it. I love bringing builds like this to you guys. And so far, I've been doing well with selling my old ones and making money on those. So I should be able to keep going like this. But, you know, living where I live, there isn't always the most parts. And that obviously gets frustrating because I'm sitting there looking for parts all the time. And, you know, I've got college and work and stuff going on too. So it's not always the easiest. But I love seeing all these other YouTubers, you know, doing challenges with each other and interacting, which is great. Just seeing the community come together as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment. That helps me, you know, grow to a bigger audience. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.